Pillai, Dr. Mrs. Pillai, wonderful people and members of the press. I feel very ironical that a person who got never more than 35% marks in his exams ever is invited to be the chief guest of a book called EduNation. But I think I learned from life, and I learned the importance of education as I grew older, as I grew up, and I saw life beyond cinema and acting. Peter John ji, namaskar. I feel that more than half, 70% problems of people, or poor people for that matter, in life is the lack of education. And people like Dr. Pillai, who are pioneers in providing education. Also, education has become a business, unfortunately, for a lot of people. And I'm thankful that the kind of work that you are doing is phenomenal and is so awe-inspiring. I came from a small town. At that time it was small town, now it's a huge city, Simla. I went to a Hindi medium school. My father was earning 90 rupees per month. The only thing he said that I would want you to go to the school, and me and my brother will make sure that something or the other. Our bell used to ring at 9:30, so 9:25 till 9:25 we used to have stomach ache, headache, and 9:35 life was beautiful. But somehow we both managed to become graduates, but for me there was much more to achieve. So I took an education in the art of theater, in the art of cinema. I took education. A person who got not more than 38% marks in the formal education, I was very happy to get a gold medal in drama department, then 3 years diploma course in acting again from the National School of Drama. And the most important thing that I did in my career was not the achievements that I achieved as actor for awards and everything, was to open an acting institution in Bombay. Because the joy of imparting knowledge is so phenomenal, is so wonderful. The joy of giving. And the best thing about being a teacher in acting is that you learn while teaching. You discover that you know a lot. And unknowingly, whenever I get an award, I thank all my teachers, because the kind of values unknowingly again they installed in me or instilled in me was fantastic. I remember one of my teachers, Rita Ganguly, was my movement teacher in drama school. She's a dance teacher, an abstract dance teacher. And I used to hate her class because I am very bad at dancing. And she used to hate me. She used to say that she will put me in the last row whenever there will be an exam for dance movement. These were not regular dance, we had to do some absurd dancing. But I was very cheeky. So she will put me on the 4th row, and on the day of the exam, I will spoil the whole choreography and dancing will come in the front row. But today, I must admit that whatever I am as an actor, in terms of body language, in terms of my stances, in terms of my characterization, the first person I thank is Rita Ganguly. Education, I've gone through your graph, sir. I think the way you started, you have to be a passionate person to give so much. You have to be a person who is not looking for returns, starting from a small village near Panvel and to build this huge education empire. For the lack of any other word, I am using the word empire. Empire is not necessarily used for education, but the kind of work that you've done, I've gone through your book. It's an eye-opener, it's fantastic. I'm nobody to comment on the kind of book it is, because I'm not qualified enough to do that. But I always go by the intentions of people. I think the intention is much more important than the end result. And for that, Dr. Pillai, your intentions are very honorable, and I congratulate you for writing this book. And apart from this book, I congratulate you for the kind of work that you are doing for children in the Department of Education. As an actor, I go to a lot of places, to a lot of villages. I was once traveling in Himachal in a remote village, and there was a school in the ruins of a house. There was a school, and when I asked the teacher, there were no chairs. There was no blackboard. The blackboard was the door of that house. So they will write on the door of that house, and if it rained or if it snowed, school was off. And yet I saw teachers traveling for 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers on foot and giving education. I think every child wants to get educated, but unfortunately the circumstances they are in, the poverty that they go through beyond 6th or 7th standard, then they think that let me just now contribute in the household. The girl education is so important. The education given to girls, the children, the destitute children, also the education gives you dignity. It gives you dignity to deal with life. If nothing else, you also learn how to deal with life, and also it stops crime, it stops use of drugs, etc., because you discover that you have the ability to understand that there is much more in education than just meets the eye. And I feel very fortunate that as a student of life, I have learned so much, because I am interested in people. I'm a people-oriented person. I get very pleasantly happy that I come for the book launch. It's not because I feel important. I think it's something I need to lend my name to. Recently I released my friend Ali Peter John's book, and I was very happy there. I don't do modeling for suits. I don't do modeling for drinks or cigarettes or tobacco. I don't do modeling even for pan parag. But I do lend my name and my picture to all such noble causes. And I'm very happy to be part of this evening. Thank you so much.